Hi, my name is Anjani Kumar and welcome to my channel. Today I'm starting a new series called the Transformators. Transformators is all about the journey of people with whom I have worked in the past, whom I got an opportunity to coach and train. And there are so many of them who have done so well in their career, in their life. And I wanted to bring them to you to share their experience of going through the coaching and learning process and how they could use the power of learning and coaching in getting success in their life and in their careers. So these are some of the amazing people, some who have reached the pinnacle of the corporate world. They are at the CXO levels, some who have founded some amazing companies, and some who have probably started their journey and have started experiencing success. So these are amazing set of people who would be a part of this Transformators video series, and I'll be talking to them. I'll be discussing with them that how the inputs that they got through me in the coaching and training process helped them, and what are some of the key learnings that they could share with you through which you can also achieve similar amount of success in your life and in your career. So today in Transformator, we are going to meet Mr. Jayesh Rathod. Jayesh is one of the brightest minds in the real estate industry in the country. Jayesh used to work for a large real estate company, and then he decided to start his own venture, a company called The Guardians. It's a real estate advisory company, which in a very short period of time has become one of the leading players in the industry. From 6 people, it's a journey of reaching to 600 and 700 people. It's an amazing journey. Jayesh is somebody who is a brilliant mind in the field of strategy, marketing, product, and he is really known in the industry for these purposes. People look up to him. I got an opportunity to work with Jayesh where he was a part of a 1-year coaching cum training program where I was coaching him directly many years back. And I have also seen his journey very closely thereafter. In fact, when he started on his own, he took some advice from me. And thereafter, when he was building his company, he was partnering with my company as well, and we were supporting him. And in fact, the kind of phenomenal growth that they experienced, my company also got benefited through that. So today, I'm going to spend some time with Jayesh in understanding his journey, what has given him success, how coaching and training has helped him in this whole process, and what are some of the messages that he would like to give to everybody who is watching this video. So let's talk to Jayesh and understand about his journey. Hi Jayesh, welcome to my channel. Extremely pleased to have you with me today.
Thank you so much, Anjani. It's my pleasure to be over here.
And I was just telling my viewers about your background, what you have done so far, what you have achieved in your career, in your life. So I think it'll be a great idea if you can take them through your success journey, some of the learnings, and what actually you have been through over the last few years, because I know you have achieved phenomenal success. But it'll be great for the viewers to just hear it from your own mouth and really try to understand that what they can learn from your journey.
So thank you so much, Anjani, for giving this opportunity to share, our last 6 years kind and many more thereafter in the future. So after working for 13 years into a real estate industry, which have its own challenge and the most favorite industry of everybody, right? From politicians to bureaucrats to end user to investments and, so we understood that there was a great need of sales and marketing as a function. Traditionally, if you observe, real estate has been always as the one-man person's business. Mostly it is considered as a bank bench, the backbenchers, they say that those, even they failed miserably in their educational, they all become the developers and the builders.
Correct.
So not famous in its own, but after working for 13 years with a good 13 plus 2, in fact 15 years of real estate profile, me and my partner business is my friend also. His name is Mr. Ram Nayak. So we both identified the great need of a real estate sales and marketing consultant for the category B developer. When I say B, does not make difference or smaller than A category developer. It is the difference between the two is only the awareness. So we understood that these people have a good acumen of business, a good financial discipline, approvals are in place, but somewhere the approach of sales and marketing was missing. We understood there is a gap. We identified the opportunity, a journey which started with 6 people at Guardians, which is 6 years back. And today we are 700 plus employed. Just today only when I was browsing through the profile and I was sharing the numbers, so almost 16,000 crores worth flat, which has sold over a period of 6 years.
Wow.
More than 12,000 families, more than 60 projects, and the many more to come forward. So yeah, that's a statistical achievement so far. What achieved is a good recognition in the industry. And certainly a repeat business and referral business is the feather in the crown, because that's the true essence of success measuring criteria for any business.
Absolutely. No, that's great. In fact, it's such a great success story, which I have also seen and have been a part of it also. So that's amazing to hear that. But as my core job is obviously to help people achieve something in their life. I coach them, I train them. So and this channel is all about that only, because my whole idea was that whatever I know, how I can make it reach to a very large population and free of cost. So that's why I started this YouTube channel. So from your perspective, what role coaching or training has played in your life, if you can just share with our viewers.
So I like to go back a little bit in the past, because when I got introduced to you, Anjani, I would share this because in my ex-organization where I worked for 13 years, they always used to send me for training every month. Yeah. And I used to attend it religiously because, right from my childhood, there is an appetite, there is an always inquisitive to learn. Yeah. But at a point, I came to a conclusion that is there something wrong with me? I went to HR head and I said that every month you send me for the training and is something wrong with me? That way I have perceived it in those years. But believe you me, he actually told me that a true leadership is all about nurturing yourself. Yeah. Any organization, when see there is a potential within you, like to invest you, not just from a monetary perspective, but to nurture you, to teach you more. When I said teach you more, I still remember that it is not a domain knowledge he was referring it to, because that mostly we learn new things, new problems, new challenge, etc., technical in nature on the ground. But as far as the leadership role is concerned, it is all about I got introduced to you in that company, and that's where the first program I attended, and I met you. Certainly, I took that feedback very positively, and whatever those leadership skills, which was somewhere we who knows me more than myself, we all know. Absolutely. Right? So absolutely. Wherever I knew that I was lacking, or I need more polishing myself, my skills, etc., and your platform was a right opportunity where true potential of my got introduced to me. It's like use yourself looking into the mirror. You know that where you are strong, so you will leverage those points, and you know that where you want to improve. And with a coach like yours, and those behavioral aspects, those that soft skill which is required sometime, and so many sessions we did together. I feel nostalgic for some time. Yeah. And that was a true learning for me. In fact, I should say that there was a good potential, and when somewhere it was not capitalized more, and there is an appetite to do something more for yourself, which I learned during those coaching programs. I challenged myself, I came out of my comfort zone, and that the real journey started, in fact, thereafter. So I must say that coaching plays a damn important role in anyone's life. Like as a child also, we go to school, we go to college, we do post graduation, we do graduations, we and somewhere we feel that I know everything, but that is what we know is all technical.
Yeah.
The behavioral aspect, the behavioral, the soft skills, etc., required a coach like you or many more, this coaching facilities which are available, and one should make best use of the same. So certainly it plays a role.
No, that's wonderful to hear, and then I just want to tell our viewers that, I typically run my coaching programs over a longer period of time. And Jayesh, I remember, was a part of a 1-year program, that I was running. And I still remember, Jayesh, one of the few conversations that we had. Yeah. And even to an extent, when you decided to start on your own and you started your own company, I remember we had a chat, and you wanted to really use me as a sounding board to figure out, whether you should do it or not. Do you want to just, probably spend some time talking about that?
You remember I came to you and I said that, Anjani, I started your Malad office. I came and I said we started with this small venture with a team of 7-8 people, and I said that, Anjani, I want to have your advice. I want have those processes to be set. So will you help me? And you said, what kind of help you required? I mean, candidly, as always said. I said that right from appointment letter to be issued, that legal aspect of salaries and etc. And you said, you asked me, what is your strength, of the staff? I said, right now we are 6 people, but we will grow. And you said, for 6 people, you don't require me actually. You will help me without any kind of commercial understanding. But that was really kind of you. But I still remember that you did mention to me that when our intentions are so nice, that right from the small seed level only, we wanted to be process oriented. We wanted to take the help of experts like you, and you have extended your support at that time. In fact, thereafter, we actually taken the survey, the service of your organization on a larger role of because when I knew that we are growing and manpower is the only critical aspect of service industry which we are into, it has to be taken care very, very in a very nurture way. And we actually appointed your firm to take care of that aspect, and successfully we have implemented the small initiatives of recruitment, of training, and onboarding exercises and etc. So definitely it was I still believe that we believe in people and we should invest in people, and that's where you have always extended your help.
No, and I must tell our viewers also that while it was so nice of you to give that example where probably we did something for you without any consideration, but later on, I think when you became very successful, I think my organization also could grow along with yours. That was the great thing. And that shows the power of this whole. Through the coaching process, the way you get engaged, the way you come together with people, I think it has a lot of power, right? And that's what I also realized, because, you are there and there's so many of, people are there who, at times reach out to me and talk about, their challenges. And sometimes, I also, talk to them about what is happening in the business landscape and all that stuff. And, you really build a community through that, right? What's your thought on that?
So learning is not about just a person who is on stage and sharing his ideas and views to the 10 people or 20 people sitting across the table. I think the great amount of learning always possible between the 2 people sitting next to each other and learning from those principles and ideas and thoughts, the program from the trainer. So I always believe that whenever we attend any kind of coaching programs, or we should not feel that something is wrong with me. There is a great potential within you, and hence there is an opportunity for you to do something, learn the same thing, but how we can do differently from the coaching exercises. That mutual learning of all the peers when work together has always contributed into the team building exercise, into take those competition in a very constructive manner. But I always believe that way, that any program where I attended, there are so many market research and product people were with me in those times. But when you take those feedback, those learning constructively, that's where the real growth begins. So such training program, whenever attended, it is always learning across the table and being from one side of the table also. So that's my way of looking at or attending any kind of coaching program.
No, that's absolutely correct, and you're right, because it's so important, because and since obviously for last many decades I've been working with people. I think you find people of both types. Some people who fully invest themselves in these things, and there are certain people who probably at the face of it would say all the right things, but not necessarily get engaged with these kind of things fully. So we get to see both, but I think what we also see is and the example of people like you is really has to be put in front of the youngsters who are entering the corporate world, who can clearly see that by investing in oneself, how one can really achieve transformation. That's the real power, because that's very important. And I must tell you that these days, when I interact with a lot of people, I coach them. I think there is a very interesting trend which is now coming to India also, and internationally it is already there, where people are not just dependent for their transformation on their companies, sending for some programs or coachings and all. They themselves invest a lot, in terms of money and time, in finding the right programs and attending them and getting coached by the right people. So that's a great change which is also happening in the country, and which is extremely good, because then the quality of manpower that we'll be getting in the corporate world would be much better, right?
I totally agree with you. So I'll give you an example what you are saying. That few weeks back we were having some review at sales front, and one of my sales heading the site.
Yeah.
I would love to mention his name. His name is Mr. Venkat. And he said that I'm actually doing a part-time MBA. I said, there is a morning meeting at 8 o'clock. So he said, can we do it at 10? I said, why so? What is there at 8 o'clock you will do? He said, I have my online, some program he's doing, which is based on the behavioral skill. And the institute he chose is somewhere in Australia. So due to the time difference, he said that, so yeah, exactly. I agree with you that I was not aware that he was doing some nice program. Believe you me, learning from his sharing experience, we floated the idea that if anybody in my organization want to do any kind of small courses, etc., we will actually going to sponsor it based on the true talent and the potential of the candidate and take this forward. But self-learning is always start with self-belief, Anjani, I must say. Till I don't believe in my strength, and I believe that, okay, I would leverage my strength. I want to make something different out of it, either for myself as an entrepreneur or either for my organization. And secondly, that, okay, these are my area of improvement. It's like, how, Anjani, I always taken coaching or learning as, it's like, suppose if I'm not well, okay, I have a fever, definitely I will take some action. I'll go to doctor. I will, and then I will try to make myself better. Same way is like a coaching and learning doesn't mean that I'm not well. Yeah. It only should be taken in a manner that every learning, every coaching step, initiative, push which is required should come from within. Yeah. Because otherwise you will be physically present over there. Your mind will not support you. All the learnings would start at 10 o'clock in the morning. Those classes will get ended at 5 o'clock or 6 o'clock. You will not take anything out of it. But yes, when a self-belief is there that yes, I need to improve it. I need to add to what I know already. I want to take what I know already to a great level, maybe qualitatively or quantitatively, then the true growth start. So, but for that coaching and learning, it's like when we say that between guru and there is a shlok in Hindu mythology that Guru Govind dono khade kisko lagu paye, Balihari Guru Dev ki Govind Deo dikhai. But without Guru, you cannot, reach to the God. Same way, at any stage of career, whether it is a nascent stage or whether it is a new job, whether it is already 10 years down the line, or you are already thinking to start your own, a true amount of coaching is required. Identify the need, address it, be, the proactive measure that, okay, I have identified Anjani, I have identified, that, okay, your any coaching will going to help me. Go open-mindedly. Even a smallest of learning can make a big difference. That was always in one of your, I will example. in your one of the training program, you have introduced important urgent metrics.
Yes.
I remember you shared some 30, 70 tasks and you given us that what you will do with it. And I mean, I know we were not good in that time कि मैं इसका करूँ क्या 28 tasks का, which is important, etc.
Yeah.
And post the session, you have actually introduced that have important urgent metrics with you and you will prioritize your work. Till today, I follow the same.
That's wonderful.
Maybe at that time we used to do in paper, and today there are a lot of apps which are available which help you to prioritize your work. So a smallest of learning can make a big difference. That's what I believe into.
No, absolutely, absolutely. And especially one of the focus areas which now while I've been working with all people at all levels, but of late there is a focus area which I have identified is more the youngsters who are entering the corporate world. In fact, recently I was driving an intervention where I coached 5,000 people across 28 business schools in the country, and in multiple batches, and free of cost.
Oh, that's
and the whole idea was that how they can make themselves more valuable to the corporate world. Because see, what happens is that people who are at IITs and IIMs, they anyway get great jobs, good money and all. But people who are in the second rung institutes, they struggle to get a job also, and they their objective is somehow to get a job. And my whole agenda was to reach out to those people and make them understand the power of value addition. That you corporates will take you only when you will add value to them. It's not about your college, it's about you and how you can become more valuable to get paid more. And exactly. It has been an amazing success. So and that's the reason some of the things which I do on my YouTube channel also. And probably you may want to just refer all your employees also to the channel, because there's so much stuff that I have created. I have almost 100 videos now. Oh. And where it's all about how to become a great manager, how you can do well in interviews. These are the kind of things that I keep doing. And my whole objective at this juncture is that at least whatever I know, as many people who can get help by that. That's something because there was a time when you do these things to probably earn money, but once you cross that limit and you have enough for yourself, then you start really trying to help people bring abundance in their life and do well. So I think I feel extremely excited when I see that in your organization also now you have 700 people. In a way you are changing their lives, right? That's the power of that's the power of a startup.
Indeed.
And while I may be going a little off track in this conversation because it's more about coaching and learning, but recently I was telling somebody that in India the problem is that everybody wants to get a job, but we also need people who can give jobs.
That is so true.
Yeah, and that's where people like you are so critical to our ecosystem. Right? Have you ever thought on these lines, that you are really making a difference to these 700 people, their lives?
So I must say I share my picking up from what you shared just now.
Yeah.
Institute doesn't make difference, Anjani. I passed out from engineer from VJTI, one of the A-grade institute of India, I must say.
Yes.
I passed out and I said, this is not I was looking to do. Honestly, I was third in university. And I said, but I'm not a good engineer. I realized it the moment I did 1 or 2 months of job. I quit and I had a choice to appear for MBA entrance, etc. Wait for some good A-grade institute to give me admission. But I knew I'll not get it. And the moment I got it in the IIM Pune, maybe sound like Pune, is it Indira Institute of Management Pune.
Yeah.
And I says, no, I would love to do my course. I don't want to waste my time. I passed out. I got a job in Phenolics Cable. My mentor says, engineer Phenolics Cable, why this? You join real estate. My first impression was, why should I join real estate? Because perceived image of developer is not a good impression, negative perceptions and all.
Yeah.
I quit the job which I had in my hand. I was out of the placement. I came to Bombay. 2 months, 3 months, I didn't have a job. First I said, okay, real estate. I did some online research at that time, and my first job was Kalpatru at that time. I still remember. And when I started that journey, I only identified that, okay, these are my strengths. This is a place which they can actually consider me. And I have prepared 6-page CV of mine at that time, and I submitted to HR. I was called for the interview, and the MD of the organization still carries that CV. That yes, it was a differentiating factor for me to interact with you and give you the job. So you rightly said, it is not institute which matter. What matter is what is strength you carry, what is the requirement of the organization you are looking for in the industry. The moment you match the two, success is bound to be there. A. B, you just now share that what message you would like to go give it to the professionals, or how I feel as an entrepreneur. Yeah. A journey which started with 6 people, it was I will never say it's an organic growth. It was a calculated risk which was taken, but with the belief that if we do everything right, one day we will achieve the number which we are at today. But adding it to is also now today, if just today I was meeting my marketing department, and I says, when you guys are doing so well and handling my 20 projects on a monthly basis, which are ongoing, why don't you become a small P&L or a business unit in itself? I will support you. You hire people, and let's give this marketing and design consultancy services not to the builder which we are working, or to the builder which we are not working with. Go out of Bombay, go to the tier 2 cities, because a lot of opportunities are there where we may not be able to reach physically everywhere as a complete package. Yeah. But if you guys are taking, this your job seriously because you're doing so well, I will support you to make marketing as a separate function, as a separate P&L, which you had, and generate the more employment. So that's the spirit which I started introducing already, not only to my marketing, but to the various functions which we have in-house. And let's see, with God's grace, we will do a good success hereafter at that front. But as a professional, if anybody who is coming into the corporate world, I think believe in yourself is must. Yeah. That is because most of the time, whenever we interview the people, somewhere the conviction, somewhere what is lacking is the commitment to your own self. Yeah. Maybe you fail sometime, but learn from your own mistake. Yeah. People are scared of addressing that this is what I'm lacking into. Be open about it. Because gone were the days where boss will consider it that tujhe nahi aata hai to main nikal dunga. That's not the culture anymore. People like to hear all positives that, okay, this is good. They like to know where you are lacking, and they like to invest in you to make, why, Anjani? Because it's very easy for me to say, isko nahi aata, nikal do. But the cost at which I have acquired the talent, the time which we invested into it is already gone. Yeah. Might as well identify the areas of improvement, address it, ensure that, those negatives have now turned into the positive, which only happen with the kind of coaching which, I wish there is an undo button. Then I would have gone in the past and attended all your coaching programs which are freely available now. Yeah. Which was not the case before. But I will ensure that all my, senior leadership should go through all your. I myself personally, went across a couple of them. Yeah. But hereinafter, I'll ensure that all my leaders at my organization should definitely go through the same.
No, my whole idea is that, if people like you, if they feel that there is this one topic where they need help, I can direct them to a certain playlist, and they can just go through those 4 or 5 videos, and that should be sufficient. That's the whole idea. Yeah.
But this is actually a change from an absolute commercial platform. You actually started, sharing your knowledge, which is, it's encouraging me also that can we give it back to the society what we received from the society. So it's an absolutely incredible, step which you have taken, and deserve a true credit for the same.
No, and see, that's the power of digital. That's what we all have to realize, because what I realized, Jayesh, is I only have 24 hours. Right? Yeah. So I can only do limited stuff, and that actually was becoming a bottleneck for the process which I was driving. Where ultimately I wanted to help people. So I had to actually pivot and get into a new mode. and that's where I shifted from a physical interaction to a completely digital interaction. And here also I think the whole idea is that, okay, fine, as much is available, people will consume, and then if they need more help, if they want very specific focus, because there are a lot of people who still come to me saying we need help, we need to give you should give at least dedicated 1 hour every month, and then we want to come and sit and talk to you. That's okay, that's fine. But I think at a very generic level, this is the route to take, and that's what I thought could be something which is going to help a much larger population.
Indeed. Matlab, imagine when we coach 20 people, there's a limitation of handling, couple of candidate in that coaching room. Yeah. But when it is digital, it's like those who are hungry will subscribe your channel and start having the knowledge which you share with them.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah. So I think, great. So coming back to just, maybe the final thing probably on this whole, conversation around coaching and training. So for these youngsters, and more focusing from your journey, what are the 3 things probably you would like to advise them, which they can learn from your journey, from where, you have come to this level, become, one of the probably most well-known experts in the area of strategy, marketing, projects in the real estate industry. So what are the 3 things probably you would advise them?
I may sound repetitive in, because I already shared this interaction with you, that believe in yourself is must. Because till you do not believe in yourself, nobody else will come and believe in you. Whether it is your boss, whether it is your client, whether it is a consultant, whether it is your peers, nobody will believe in you unless you believe in yourself. Yeah. When I say believe in yourself, there's a 2 aspect of it. One is identify your strength, because that is most critical. Sometimes we overlook what we know already, and we think that the opposite person aware about it, so why I should talk about it. It is must. In today's environment, which is so competitive, identify your own strength is must, because that allows you to create that competitive advantage among your peers, with your clients, with your boss, and etc. But the most second important thing is you have to identify your opportunity for improvement. This is the third thing I would like to say, that the moment, because sometimes now we shy away. Mm-hmm. We feel that the moment I accept that I don't know, it fears me. Yeah. I start making judgment that how the opposite person is going to think about me. But in today's ambience, I advise all the professionals that believe in yourself is must, identify your strength is second, but most critical is identify where I need to improve, where there is a room for me to have that opportunity for improvement. But only mere identifying also doesn't help, Anjani. Till I don't work on it to improve on, it doesn't work. Yeah. No, I still remember as an engineer, Anjani, I was a bad communicator. I would have never interacted with my peers. I was happy with my 5x5 cubicle. The moment I went to MBA college, we were only 4 engineers in the batch. The whole batch was commerce and arts graduate. And they were so fluent in their communication. They were so fearlessly giving presentation. And I was scared deep within that if he calls me on the stage, what I'm going to talk? I may have a great presentation, but so when I identified it that yes, I have to improve on, I worked on myself. Unfortunately, at that time, Anjani, as a trainer or was not known to me, but otherwise there was no platform at that time. I still remember. But today, when such a platforms are available, applicable, and freely, as the initiative taken by you, any professional should take help of digital platform like yours. And there still room exists, then I feel that no, I still need. So don't shy away of saying that I don't know and I want to learn. So that is the most critical thing, because you know why? The time is the essence.
Yes.
If I know that I don't know this today, and if 5 years down the line also, I will tell you that I am not good into leadership, I'm not good into motivating people, I have a leadership issues and etc. And that will be too late for me to address at that time. So identifying your opportunity for improvement at the right time and taking a help of coach like you, that makes a big difference according to me for any newcomers, whether it is just passing out of the college or already doing a good in this career or thinking to do something very big as an entrepreneur and give it back to the society. That's my way of sharing my whole 6 years of journey. And that's what I said, that knowledge should not stop at any level.
Yes.
Another thing which I said, people say learning means only technical, but I'm telling you the crux or the problem is 80% behavioral. And for behavioral things, only book reading is not helping. That's my experience. You require to speak to a person like you. We require to share our experience so that you will guide us at that time. And we require to learn by having an interaction with you. Either it is a digital platform or personal, that doesn't matter.
Yeah.
But yes, that this is what makes the difference.
No, very well said. And I'm sure the viewers would have got really benefited by listening to you, your guidance, and they would definitely follow that. That's what I hope. So I think it was a pleasure talking to you, and thanks for spending this much time, and so that the viewers also get enlightened by your journey, learn from everything that you have done. And I thank you for being a part of this conversation, and look forward to interacting with you in future also.
Well, definitely. Thank you so much, Anjani, and look forward to have a more digital interaction like this. And for sure, personal, many more coaching, which I'll request you to give it to my leaders at my organization.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah. So I'm sure you would have enjoyed this conversation with Jayesh, and you would have picked up a lot of elements from his success story that could help you also in your success journey. So in the next video of the Transformators series, we'll meet one more person and try to understand about his or her journey and see that how the power of coaching has transformed his or her life. So if you have liked this video, give it a thumbs up, share it with your family and friends. And if you have any suggestions, any thoughts, put them in the comment section below and I'll answer them personally. And then I'll see you in the next video. Till then, thank you very much for watching.